Hello and welcome to the midweek review. Today we're entering the last part of our Devil May Cry review series, Waiting for the Reboot, with the final installment, Devil May Cry 4. Let's get into it with release dates. Japan, January 31st, 2008. North America, February 5th, 2008, and Europe, February 8th, 2008. Jeez. You're never gonna catch a break, are you? Because, uh, well, I'm not gonna get into it. Europe got it last. Yeah, I say I'm not gonna get into it, but I do. Genres, hack and slash, beat 'em up, same as, Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 for genre. See now. Gameplay. It's largely the same as the first, second, and third game. You fight demons. This entry, though there's some new stuff, so I'll go over that. This entry to the series brought one major innovation in the form of main character Neo's Devilbringer arm, which gives the player the ability to pull distant enemies in to be attacked, or smash them around into the ground. Nero is also armed with a sword that can be revved, kind of like you rev a motorcycle, up via a throttle handle, allowing players to pre-charge the sword attack for extra damage on the next hit. Or with precise timing, it can be charged after every attack for extra damage and style. As Dante, the player can seamlessly switch between fighting styles in mid-combat, which you weren't able to do in the previous installments. The new names for the letter grades are as follows: D, Deadly; C, Carnage; B, Brutal; A, Atomic; for S is Smokin'; double S, Smokin' Style; and lastly, triple S. I'm not sure if I got this right, but I hope I did, so here goes. Smokin' Six Style, or it possibly is Six Smokin' Style. I don't know anymore. Actually, I do. I think it's the first one. Okay, characters. I'm going to be talking about the new protagonist in this story. So, just a warning, there may be spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, why are you watching a review? Honestly, jeez. Nero, we're going to go over Nero. Nero is the protagonist of Devil May Cry 4, making his first appearance in the franchise. I do believe this is the only appearance that will be made. I'm not sure. Maybe in the future we'll see a revival for Nero. I don't know. I kind of hope so. I liked him. In the game, he shares a leading role with the series' primary protagonist, Dante. Nero, an orphan that was adopted by the Sparta-worshipping Order of the Sword. Yeah, original name, guys. Yeah, I never would have thought of. Oh wait, I have probably. He has grown up to be a holy knight of the Order. Sorry, I lost my place. I was with the. What was up with that? He tends not to get along well with others and prefers to work alone. So he is usually given the Order's special assignments. The story progress, but as the story I lost my place. Throughout the first half of DMC4, Nero perceives Dante as the enemy, but as the story progresses, he realizes it is the order against whom he should be fighting. Nero shifts allegiances, becoming a renegade, initially searching for answers and ultimately seeking to save Kyrie, his love interest and childhood friend. In the end, Nero and Dante join forces, which is, I have to say, the most epic part of that game. To defeat the Savior. I'm not telling you what that is yet, so wait for it. Oh, I am telling you. I'm an idiot. A giant flying statue possessed by a demon! Nero and Dante part on good terms when Dante entrusts Nero with the sword Yamato, which originally belonged to Dante's brother Virgil. Okay, more about Nero. Nero wields a sword named Red Queen and a revolver called Blue Rose. He also uses the Devil Bringer, his demonic right arm. By defeating various demons, Nero is able to increase the size of his Devil Bringer's reach. Nero later comes in possession of Yamato, Virgil's sword, which allows him a devil trigger that summons a devil samurai avatar to fight with him. Nero has a connection with Dante's family, which Devil May Cry 4 does not explain in depth. Sanctus, the leader of the Order of the Sword, mentions that Nero has the blood of Sparta in his veins. Additionally, Virgil's sword responds to Nero's call and grants him his devil trigger form in the same fashion that Dante's sword Rebellion does for Dante. Okay, hold on, I need to take a drink. All this talking really does, take a lot of breath. Okay, now moving on to the plot, or story as I call it. There's gonna be epic spoilers, so if you don't want to watch this, I understand. Okay, Nero is a young man who lives on the island city of Fortuna, where the island's inhabitants, parenthesis, the Order of the Sword, close parenthesis, worship the legendary Dark Knight Sparta as a god. He goes to the opera house in time to see his romantic interest Kyrie perform for the Order of the Sword celebration ceremony in Sparta's honor. The Order's high priest Sanctus begins a sermon. I don't like that word. But is interrupted by Dante, who bursts from a skylight and assassinates Sanctus in front of the entire audience. The Order's Holy Knights, led by Kyrie's older brother Credo, try to subdue... Seriously, they don't know him. Try to subdue Dante, but he defeats them easily. and flees the opera house. Nero fights Dante as Credo takes Kyrie. I mix it up. Nero fights Dante before he flees the opera house in the tutorial mission. So Nero pursues Dante as Credo takes Kyrie and promises to return with a reinforcement. That I could be wrong. Let me try this again. Dante tries to flee the opera house, but Nero starts to fight him as Credo takes Kyrie and promises to return with reinforcements. With only each other as witnesses, Dante and Nero's fight is brutal, as Dante's prowess far outmatches Nero's. Their battle is stopped when Nero taps into his dormant demonic power to surprise both himself and Dante and emerges the victor. Impressed and noticeably unfazed by Nero's pummeling, Dante reveals that the Holy Knight members he killed were actually demons. As for Nero, Dante implies that his heritage may be of a different sort before he quickly departs. Yeah, it sounded better to me. Reinforcements arrive, and Nero keeps both his newfound power and his sudden misgivings about the order to himself, as Credo gives Nero the task of stomping Dante and discovering his true intentions. However, the city soon finds itself under siege by a demonic attack, seemingly related to Dante's appearance. While Credo leads Kyrie and the townsfolk to the Order of the Sword headquarters, Nero embarks on his quest through the destroyed city to Fortuna Castle. At the castle, Nero meets Gloria, a new high-ranking Order of the Sword member who needs to regroup with Credo at headquarters. As Nero's quest deepens, he uncovers the secret lab of the Order of the Sword member Agnus, who secretly is experimenting with demonic powers, siphoning intense demonic energy from the shards of Yamato, the long-lost sword that used to belong to Virgil, Dante's brother. Agnus has secretly created an army of demon-infused warriors and several hellgates across Fortuna under the orders of Sanctus himself. Additionally, it is revealed that Sanctus has survived Dante's assassination by infusing himself with the soul of a powerful demon in the aptly titled Ascension ceremony, which has given him and his followers the power of a demon. Shocked by the treachery of the Order, Nero fights Agnus, who is mortally wounded by him, with the attack fully unlocking his dormant demonic power. Nero's energy mends the broken Yamato, calls it to his hand, and he destroys the lab, and Agnus flees to headquarters to inform Sanctus. Nero gives chase towards headquarters as he tries to piece together the Order's ultimate plan involving Hellgates. while also contemplating the implications of his demonic heritage. Defeating creatures spawned from Agnes's Hellgate, Nero discovers his own dismay that Credo is part of the conspiracy, having similarly undergone his own ascension ceremony and become a demon. It is revealed that Credo has been tasked by a Sanctus to stop Nero, and that Gloria has taken up Nero's job of hunting Dante, thus revealing the Order's intentions to eliminate all those who stand in their way. The fight between Nero and Credo is interrupted by Agnes, who brings Kyrie to see Nero transform into a devil, which makes her lose faith in Nero. Agnes then kidnaps Kyrie and departs. Credo, stunned by the Order's blatant use of his sister to stop Nero, is shaken in his own belief and apologizes to Nero, promising to return once he's investigated Sanctus's true intentions. His quest to apprehend Dante, long forgotten, Nero decides to save Kyrie from Sanctus, but ironically encounters Dante instead. Nero wishes simply to pass him, but Dante wants Nero to give Yamato back, stating he is far too powerful to be trusted with anyone but himself. This in turn sparks a fight between Nero and Dante, which Nero soundly loses. After the fight, Dante reveals that he wanted to test Nero to make sure he could trust him to keep Yamato safe for the time being. Trading names, the two form an alliance, and Nero sorry about that, continues forth with Dante's approval. Gloria appears before Dante as Nero leaves, and it is revealed that she is actually Dante's partner, Trish. Having been sent to hunt Dante, Trish's disguise as Gloria has given herself and Dante the window to strike Sanctus with the element of surprise on their side, and with Nero biting at Sanctus's heels. Finally, Nero finds Sanctus at the heart of the Order of the Sword's headquarters, with an enormous statue in Spar's image, which Sanctus calls the Savior. Sanctus reveals that only Yamato, the legendary Sparta sword, along with Sparta's blood, can awaken the Savior and unleash its incredible demonic power. Having only received the Sparta sword from Trish as Gloria to buy Sanctus's trust, Sanctus needs only the blood of Sparta in Yamato. The final revelation reveals that Nero is indeed a descendant of Sparta's blood, and the key to Sanctus's unleashing hell upon Fortuna. Nero rushes headfirst into battle, but Sanctus uses Kyrie as a human shield to distract Nero. At the last minute, he succeeds in capturing him, revealing that Savior requires a powerful demonized core as a power source. Sanctus decides that Nero will be a suitable replacement, considering he had originally intended to use Dante. Suddenly, Credo returns and attacks Sanctus in an attempt to rescue Nero and Kyrie. Unfortunately, Credo is defeated by Sanctus, who stabs him with Yamato, followed by Nero. With Nero's blood, the Savior awakens. Nero is absorbed into it, promising to Kyrie he will free them as they're imprisoned within his confines. Dante and Trish appear, unable to stop the proceedings, and a promise with Credo in his final moments to save Kyrie and Nero. God, how much story is there? Okay, not much more. Underneath the city, Agnes opens the true Hell Gate with Yamato, which releases countless demons upon the city. Using the Savior to defeat the oncoming demons, Sanctus enacts his ultimate plan to strengthen people's faith, people's worship in Sparta by putting them through hell, and subsequently acting as Sparta to save them. Dante, making his way through Fortuna, succeeds in destroying all of the false hell gates Agnes created, and kills Agnes. After a confrontation in the opera house, reclaiming Yamato, Dante seals the final Hellgate and sends Trish to help get the citizens far away from his impending battle with the Savior. Finally, taking on the Savior, Dante skillfully engages Sanctus and weakens the Savior's power. Learning that the Savior's true power source lies within, Dante takes Yamato and drives it into the Savior's chest, freeing Nero, who reclaims Yamato inside the Savior. With Dante fighting the Savior outside, and Nero from within, Nero races to the Savior's heart, where Sanctus awaits with Kyrie as his prisoner. Facing Sanctus, Nero's love for Kyrie gives him the strength he needs to gain the upper hand in the battle. Nero plunges Yamato through into Sanctus's chest and frees Kyrie in the process, who embraces him. In the aftermath, Nero and Kyrie escape the confines of the Savior, and Nero returns the Sparta sword to Dante, its rightful owner. The Savior, however, reawakens, having absorbed Sanctus' soul, and attacks them. Destroying the final demon, Nero finally makes peace with his demonic heritage after acknowledging this power was given to him to save those he cares about. The battle having been won, Nero goes off to see Dante, returning Yamato to him. Nero comes to the realization he doesn't need to rely on his power anymore, having found his own inner strength. Sensing this change in Nero, Nero's offering prompts Dante to instead entrust him with Yamato, Nero, who accepts as a token of Dante's respect, Dante departs as Nero and Kyrie reconcile in front of the ruins of Fortuna. They are finally about to share a kiss when they are interrupted by demons. Fucking A. Who would have guessed? Nero, finally embracing his demonic powers, readily goes to face them off. Sometime later, in the post-credits scene, you have to unlock that, by the way, by protecting Kyrie for 90 seconds during the credits. Lady makes a stop at the Devil May Cry office, this is earlier in the story, this scene's depicting. It is revealed that the Knights of the Order of the Sword had butted into a few of her jobs and stolen powerful devil arms. Sensing foul play, she hired Dante and Trish to investigate the Order's intentions in the first place, so she could finally do her jobs in peace, offering a laughably small reward and saying that Trish bring the Sparta sword to Fortuna was the only reason that things got so out of hand. The two argue over pay as Dante tries to ignore them and reads the magazine. They bring Dante into agreement, who reluctantly accept a Lady's reward. With Lady having settled affairs to her liking, a phone call interrupts her exiting the shop. Trish answers, and it reveals that the caller is offering a job, which Dante enthusiastically accepts. With all forgotten in the thrill of an impending job, Lady excitedly asks to tag along, and Dante happily informs her that she won't be getting any of the reward money. And all three of them charge out into the night, guns blazing. Okay, now for the final wrap-up. Same as in Devil May Cry 3, Dante is voiced by Reuben Langdon, who I already said, but I will restate, voiced Dante in the Devil May Cry animated series, and did stunts for Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Nero is voiced by Yong Bosch, I hope I pronounced that right, who voiced Ichigo in the American dub version of Bleach. Okay, now, in my opinion, Devil May Cry 4 is a great game with a great soundtrack, so taking that into consideration, this game gets a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, hope you guys are looking forward to the reboot. I know I am. Hell, I pre-ordered it. And I'll be reviewing it after I've beaten it, so look forward to that. Also, if you have any ideas for reviews you'd like to see me do, please do not hesitate to put them down in the comments below. That's all for now. See you next time. Bye.